Hello, my name is Milica Utvic. This is going to be my Module 7 Signature Assignment Philosophy of Education presentation. So our first question is, what do you see as the purpose of education in our society? The goal of education in society is to spread information and skills, encourage the development of critical thinking and problem-solving skills, and support social and personal growth. Education gives people the skills they need to succeed in life, seek fulfilling occupations, and take an active role in their communities. It is essential for developing well-rounded people who can adjust to change, advance society, and engage in lifelong learning process. This reminded me of a quote in uh, in our textbook. But a much better education system than now exists also is needed, for that alone can carry us across the threshold. Without it, a poorly schooled population will not be able to put to good use the opportunities afforded by the achievement of the general welfare. Moving on to the second question. What do you think the role of an educator is, both inside and outside of an instructional setting, such as a classroom or in our society? The role of an educator extends beyond the classroom, covering both instructional and societal dimensions. Teachers are promoters of learning in the classroom. They are in charge of teaching material, encouraging critical thinking, and establishing a supportive atmosphere of learning. They support students as they progress academically by customizing their instruction to fit a range of learning preferences. Outside the instructional setting, educators serve as mentors and influencers, shaping societal values and contributing to the development of individuals. They are essential in developing a lifetime love of learning and affecting positive change in a larger community. Basically, educators have a long-lasting effect on people's lives as well as the fabric of society by acting as catalysts for social and personal progress. This reminded me of the following quote. According to developing a positive classroom climate, developing a positive rapport with students improves students' learning and motivation. It also creates a model for how students should behave in class towards their peers, which increases student connectedness and also leads to a greater student learning and motivation. I plan to have a good relationship with my students when I begin teaching. To the next question, how have your experiences as a student impacted you as a future professional educator? During my elementary school years, I struggled with reading comprehension, which often led me to feeling discouraged. However, my teacher was really helpful. She used fun activities such like storytelling and group reading to make learning more enjoyable and easy for me. This experience made me want to be a teacher. I learned how important it is to recognize that everyone learns differently, and I want to use different ways of teaching to help all students. I want my classroom to be a friendly place where everyone feels supported, and I got this idea from my elementary school teacher, who worked hard to make learning fun and effective. As a teacher, I want to use creative methods so that every student can do well in school and enjoy learning, just like I did when I was younger. This reminded me of the quote in the foundational 2000 book Culturally Responsive Teaching Theory, Research and Practice. Researcher Geneva Gay defined culturally responsive teaching as using culture knowledge, prior experiences, frames of reference, and performance styles of ethnically diverse students to make learning more appropriate and effective. To the next question, what three qualities do you believe an effective teacher should have that you also have? How can you develop/further develop/continue to develop the three qualities you listed in the previous question? I believe effective elementary teachers should be patient, enthusiastic, and adaptable. Patience is crucial in helping students grasp new concepts, and enthusiasm can make learning fun and engaging. Being adaptable allows teachers to tailor their approaches to suit individual student needs. To further develop these qualities, I plan to seek mentorship from experienced educators engaging in practical teaching. Experiences like volunteering or student teaching will provide opportunities to practice and refine these qualities. Additionally, staying informed about new teaching methods and staying connected with other educators can contribute to ongoing personal and professional growth. This reminded me of the quote, "Invite another teacher to observe your class when you are experimenting with listening." I plan to do that in my future classroom when I begin teaching. And further down the line, too, getting advice is always beneficial. What is your purpose in wanting to be an educator? I want to be an elementary school teacher because I love helping kids discover the joy of learning. When I was in school, my teachers made a big impact on me, and I want to do the same for others. I believe every child deserves a positive and supportive environment to grow in, and I want to be a part of creating that space for them. Seeing a child's face light up when they understand something new is the most rewarding feeling, and I want to be there for those aha moments. Being an elementary school educator allows me to be a guide, a mentor, and a source of encouragement for young minds as they navigate the exciting journey of education. This reminded me of the quote, "Teachers can do nothing to change the conditions in which their students may live, but they can work to change their own biases as well as the institutional structures that act as obstacles to student learning." Moving on. Based on your research in this class, how could you change schools or the field of education so students can meet the challenges of the next 50 years? Based on my research in this class, I would make schools tech savvy to prepare students for the future. Integrating technology into classrooms can make learning more encouraging and relevant to the skills needed in the next 50 years. I'd also focus on personalized learning plans for students, recognizing that every student learns differently. This could involve more project-based learning and hands-on activities to develop critical thinking skills and problem-solving skills. Overall, these changes aim to create a dynamic and adaptable educational system that equips students with the skills and resilience needed for the future. This reminded me of the quote that multiliteracy is essential in a classroom because it creates an environment that will allow a student to become a person that is comfortable with themselves as well as being flexible enough to collaborate and negotiate with others who are different from themselves and forge a common interest. Um, Based on what you have learned in this class, as well as your own experiences, what is working philosophy of education? Based on what I've learned in this class and my own experiences, my philosophy of education centers around creating a positive and loving learning environment. I believe that every student is unique, so it's important to recognize and celebrate their individual strengths and learning capabilities. Aim to foster a classroom where curiosity is encouraged and they are seen as opportunities to learn. Building strong relationships with students is a priority as it creates a foundation for effective teaching learning. I also believe in staying open to new teaching methods and continuously adapting my approach to meet the evolving needs of students. My philosophy is grounded in the idea that education should not provide knowledge but also nurture a love for learning that lasts a lifetime. This reminded me of a quote that they will need to look at teaching structures and practices. Teachers' teaching repertoires are limited to a frontal lecture style instruction and need to explore more interactive, engaging ways of teaching. These are my resources. Thank you so much for tuning in.